Flush the bombers, get the subs in launch mode. We are at Defcon 1.
Defcon 1.
I hated that river. When you checked, I was like, I wanted you to bet so bad. Like, the pain of that check was so ridiculous. Check that. He's got something now.
Shine your light, cast away the shadows in the night. Take a chance today, 'cause you know it's gonna be alright. Shine your light.
New Year's Eve 2022, we find ourselves in a random shopping district in Northwest Vegas. Last day of the year, last day to get a session in this year. Let's head to the Bellagio. Why not? But I can tell you this, we ain't gonna be there late because it's New Year's Eve and we're getting the hell off the Vegas Strip on New Year's Eve because we're not crazy, because it gets crazy down there. So let's get in relatively early and get out with our lives. Bellagio, Las Vegas. I'm in a mood today. I'm in a mood.
Take no break till the morning light. We all got shit to do. And every time I wake, I try my best not to hesitate. We all got things we need to prove.
Like I said before, it is New Year's Eve. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon. Traffic was nutty getting down here. Half the streets are blocked off. Parking garage is practically full. As you can see, the Bellagio is packed. And my dumbass is standing in the middle of the hotel lobby talking to a camera. Let's get in there.
Every time I wake, I try my best not to hesitate. We all got things we need to prove. Shine your light.
So today's vlog starts with story time. Before I even get that far, Happy New Year. It's January 1st. New you, new resolutions, new goals, all the new things. We are on the way to play a new session. Yesterday, December 31st, I decided to play a session at the Bellagio. I also decided I was going to vlog this session. Unfortunately for me, and for you, that session only lasted, I don't know, 38 minutes. In the Bellagio 510 yesterday for 2,500 out for zero in very, very quick fashion, which I guess is okay. It's better to lose quickly than to stay there all day and lose 2,500. Plus, it's New Year's Eve on the Strip, and the Strip on New Year's Eve is kind of crazy, and it's not really where I want it to be. So I got to go home and do laundry before midnight. So I guess that's a win. Today, however, we're changing things up. We're going to have some hands hold up. We're going to, yeah, let's just have some hands hold up. Let's just focus on that. Good luck to me.
In the night, take a chance today, 'cause you know it's gonna be alright.
Oftentimes in hands, you just know. Even if it doesn't make sense, you just know, and this is how you're able to fold kings to aces, or ace queen to ace king. You just know. We haven't talked about the first hand of the session yet. Don't worry, we'll circle back to that. Currently, we are less than 2 orbits into this must-move 510 game when I look down at the granddaddy of all the hands, on the button, with the low jack open to $40 in front of me, no less. The 3-5 suited. Solvers be damned, we're playing it. We call the open, both blinds call as well, and the 4 of us take it to the streets. Jack 4 deuce rainbow. Okay, I'm sure you guys can see what's cooking. Action abruptly goes off the rails though when the small blind donks into the big blind, the low jack, and myself for $80. What in the world? Not only is the multi-way donk non-standard, but the size is pretty large. Calling pre with this hand and seeing this flop? Not folding. There are higher powers at work here. We call and immediately catch a pair on the turn, the 3 of diamonds. The small blind, however, continues leading, $100 this time. Proportionately smaller than the flop sizing, which is interesting, especially since the board is more drawy now. I'm not sure what her thinking is here, but it doesn't matter. We actually have real live equity now. We call. The river is where the rubber meets the road. The river 5 of spades improves my holdings to 2 pair because, 3-5 suited never disappoints. Ever. However, the small blind isn't slowing down. $200 she bets now. Let's think about this one. She donks 67% on the flop, followed by 1/3 pot, now a bit less than half pot when the river puts a one-liner out there. I can't think of any hands that do this. But if a hand were to do this, it would be hard for that hand to have a 6 in it pre-flop, that's for sure. There were no flopped flush draws and flop sets would be scared of the river. That really leaves only one hand. Piecing together the puzzle, we deduce that she must have some version of ace-jack. And begrudgingly, find the fold.
Ace-jack is literally the only hand I can't beat. Nice hand.
You the man.
Nice hand.
Yeah.
I had 2 pair.
Okay.
Yeah.
After about maybe 45 minutes, I was ushered from the must move to one of the main games about $700 poorer than when I arrived. Not to worry, the night is still young.
Nigga like this? It feel good? Yeah. I'm a Super Saiyan, baby, like my name was Goku. Feeling too good, real good, yeah, I'm so true. Remember bad days used to have, yeah, I felt blue. Now I'm up high in the sky like, ooh, ooh. Mama said if I want it, I need to have a plan. Get up that corner, see the world, boy, you the man. And if I show you the steps, I think you'll understand. Slide left, move right, now you dancing, man. Nah, 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 nah. I think you need to relax. Nah, 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 nah. You do that, you'll catch all the checks. Yeah! Take it easy. That's what I'ma do. Take it easy. Show you how to move. Take it easy. Go and fix your attitude. If you looking for a good time, come and find me. We do it real big. Yeah, baby, hello world. I'm gonna paint the town. Hello world. You gotta get up, to get down. If you're looking for a good time, come and find me. We do it real big. Yeah, baby, you need to relax. I'm speaking the facts. I'm getting the checks and I ain't paying the tax. Nah, I'm really capping, I ain't on that. Cause whatever I spend, I get it right back. This gon' make you really wanna...
Poker study has helped me identify a lot of spots in this game that I probably wouldn't have recognized previously. In this hand, the cutoff opens to $30, and I find a pretty standard call on the button with pocket 7s. Yeah, I could raise here, but believe it or not, the reason I didn't raise is because the 7 of diamonds in my hand was on the right and not the left. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. Heads up, we see a flop of 9-8-3 with 2 spades, and the first thing I think about is how neutral this board is. He obviously has more overpairs than me because he can still have hands like aces and kings, while I can't, but for the most part, we both are able to have all the 2 pairs in sets. He checks, I check it back, and quickly deduce that the likelihood of him having an overpair is low. Not non-existent, just low. The turn is where the true serum is. The 6 of clubs appears, and with about $75 in the pot, he leads for $20. His range shrinks dramatically. This sizing screams weakness, and with his now dwindled range of random overcards coupled with his probable lack of overpairs, we push our advantage by raising.
Raise.
I make it $100 and he snap folds. I'd love to tell you that things were going well at this table, that I was making hands and executing well-timed bluffs and hitting draws and all the things. But that just wasn't the case. In fact, it was quite the opposite. Under the gun opens to $30, followed by a call from the low jack and a short stacked hijack player. We look down at ace-5 of hearts in the small blind. This isn't a snap call. This hand likes to squeeze, however, there are a few things working against it. Namely, the ultra early position of the original opener and the 30 big blind stack of the hijack. With those two things factored in, we figure ace-5 suited probably squeezes, I don't know, maybe 25% of the time, which means we would squeeze if we had ace-5 of diamonds, which we don't. So we call. 4 ways to this flop, and I have to admit, it's not bad. 9 of hearts, 7 of hearts, queen of clubs. We check and action checks around to the hijack who bet $60. We find ourselves as the only caller of this bet. Obviously an ace, or better yet a heart, would be great on this turn. However, we get neither when the 4 of spades appears. Even worse, we get shoved on for $250 after we check. At the price we're getting, even with the nut outs we have no other choice but to fold. It's been a few hours now, and the table, which at one point was full of all sorts of hijinks, huge suckouts, people moving all in blind, abnormally large pots out of thin air, has sort of transitioned to dead. Regardless, I haven't had much going on at all, and my stack growth has been a consistent 0 the entire time. Sort of frustrating, but it's all part of the game, they say. Defcon 4.
Hello, Commander Burton. What's the big emergency?
Things aren't going the best, sir. I believe we need to move to Defcon 4.
In this hand, action folds around to the button, and he opens the betting for $30. Pretty expected. This will happen about 40% of the time, but in my current mindset, looking down at pocket 10s is pretty much the equivalent of me looking down at pocket aces. Same thing. Heat's coming. We 3-bet to $120 and fully expect the rest of the hand to play out like button folds, Jamin wins $40. But that's not what happens. What happens is the big blind cold calls and the button shrugs, then calls as well, and now we prep for battle. 3 ways. The flop of jack of spades, queen of spades, jack of diamonds is probably better for me than the button. I mean, I'm the only one that can have queens full, I guess. Although it's hard to say with the big blind cold calling in the middle. That cold call could be anything. Pocket 5s, ace king. Hell, the big blind could have quads for all I know. So much uncertainty, so we lead with a check. So far, neither of these two players have slow played anything, so when they both check behind, my confidence grows that my 10s may still be good. The turn 4 of spades brings in the front door flush draw, but that's about it. In hindsight, we probably should be betting smaller than we did in game. In game, we bet $230, and although both big blind and button fold, I don't really like that bet size too much.
I'm feeling shaky, still crazy, raging like Wolverine. My mama gravy, I'm lazy, binge watching Stranger Things. I gotta get down, if you know what I mean. My army, let's party. I got some major schemes. Can't wait to get the gang back together. I can't wait
Coming out here to do the mid-session update and just bumped into my buddy Dylan, and that's probably the highlight of my evening thus far. The game I'm in, so we get to the Bellagio, we get a seat in the myriad of 5-10 games they have going. I think they had 5 when I got here. I get set in a must move. I immediately look down at pocket aces. We take a big loss right off the bat. Right off the bat. Aces get cracked by Jack 7 of diamonds. Okay. I see what we're doing. It's time to rebuild. I had $500 to my stack, so now I'm in for $2 grand. Since then, not much has happened. It's been a lot of folding. I did lose a hand with 3-5 suited, which is damn near impossible. Not only did I lose the hand with 3-5 suited, but I rivered 2 pair with 3-5 suited and still folded the river, which turns out was a good fold. But we're hanging in there. We chipped back a little bit. Like I said, I think we're in for 2K. I think we have 1,700 in front of us. Hopefully our table will wake up because it's kind of tight and dead. So I'm guessing I'm about 3.5, 4 hours into this session. I'll probably give it another 3.5, 4 hours, and we will just see what happens after that. So we're headed back into the Bellagio, and if you have any luck laying around, just send it over. Wish it upon me, because we need it. We need something. Luck, good cards, a decent turn card, something. So, mid-session update over, and we're now working on our mindset. Working hard to keep tilt at bay, and then God sends us the ultimate test. We return to find our good buddy Rain Delay is now seated to our direct left. Oh Lord, send me strength. See, Lily, the tricky part about capturing Nimi is the stubble. You have to feather it just. Oh, hung around to the end again, huh? Couldn't leave well enough alone and just stop the video 3 minutes ago? Well, look at you. You're a special one, huh? Think you get special treatment? Okay. Well, don't tell anyone, and I'll let you watch part 2.